Hello, welcome to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac the Little Lips Anderson.
I am Tyler, Whey Protein King.
And this is a movie show where we talk about movie news.
Movie reviews.
And every single thing in between. Tyler, what's up with the whey protein today?
I had some that was vanilla flavored and it was awful.
You drink vanilla flavored whey protein?
Because I like the chocolate even less.
Gosh, that's like putting the game on expert mode, as I like to say. That's just like no bueno.
That is no bueno. I had to put a lot of cinnamon in it just to hold it down. And I heard it has anti-inflammatory properties to it.
That might have been one of the most sophisticated sentences you've ever said.
Absolutely.
But hey guys, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. I guess without any further ado, we're going to get right into the news topics. And if you wonder why Isaac Little Lips Anderson's my name today, we won't discuss. But speaking about not discussing and just going right into things, Len Wiseman is going to be directing a John Wick spin-off about the ballerinas.
I like both those names right there.
Len and Wiseman?
Yes, and John and Wick.
Oh yeah, well, so do you think Mr. Lin is a wise man for doing this,
Absolutely.
or do you think Lin is an ignorant man?
I feel like he's a wise man for doing this, because I feel like one of the best parts about John Wick is not just the character, it's the world they built around the character, and I'd love to see more of that world.
Okay, so specifically he wants to make a movie about the ballerinas from John Wick 3 Parabellum. Do you remember those characters, these guys?
Yes.
So first off, look at them calf muscles. Good job. That takes some power. And from what I remember in the movie, they were making them like dance like they were immigrants. And like this woman, do you remember what her name was in this?
Angelica Houston.
Is that her actress name or like her real name?
Both.
Okay. She just plays herself in the movie?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I believe it. So, from what I understand, like she helps people get across the border, but for a big price.
Oh, I had a family member that used to do that.
Yeah, but like this one's actually like, cool and like this. People know them.
Oh, they're not taking pesos for it.
But we don't know what she takes. Okay. Although we do. No, she takes blood oaths in the movie. She takes all these ballerinas that are like from different countries and like basically keeps them there, but they have to perform this ballerina thing. I don't know. It's been a while since
I think they're being trained to be assassins.
Yeah, but like, I mean, she's like basically making them have the facade of being a dancer, and that seems pretty interesting to me. And in case you don't know who Len Wiseman is, he is Kate Beckinsale's boo, or former boo, before Pete Davidson came into the picture.
That is odd, but I got a question. What is the stereotype between Russian ballerinas and murder?
What's not?
Like every time I see a Russian ballerina, they're killing somebody. I don't understand it. Where did that stereotype come from?
I don't know. I mean, they're not wearing Adidas tracksuits.
Like a Black Widow.
Yeah.
What was it?
You're right. That is kind of a trope.
The Red Sparrow, Anna.
I never saw. Who saw Red Sparrow? Nobody saw Red Sparrow.
I did, because there was a specific scene.
You can't see the movies that we review every week, but you saw Red Sparrow? What's wrong with you?
She was nude in the movie. I would have go see it.
Dude, that's a quick Google search, man. Come on. You don't need to go see a movie and sit through an hour and 40 minutes of like mediocre garbage for that.
And it's about time that they're... Never mind. But
okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, you better watch yourself.
Yeah.
But anyway, Len Wiseman directed the Underworld movies with Kate Beckinsale in them, and I don't know much of else he's directed. He directed the Total Recall reboot that was like everybody forgot about 2 weeks later.
Oh no.
That also had Kate Beckinsale in it. Basically, he liked putting Kate Beckinsale in his movies. Then they broke up, and I haven't heard anything he's done since. So, any final thoughts on this before we move on? Are you excited for it? Do you not want to see anything whatsoever about it?
I'm mixed on it. Like, I really want more John Wick world. I don't know about John Wiseman.
John Wiseman?
Yeah.
Is this his brother that's like, that he just hired
Len
for?
Wiseman. John Wick and Len Wiseman.
Okay, you combine the two?
Yeah, for the John Wiseman movie coming
The John
up.
Wiseman movie, okay?
So I really don't want to see it.
Well, I'm interested to see where this is going to go.
If this is going to be like Underworld, I don't think I want to see it.
I don't think it's going to be like Underworld. I think somehow we're probably going to get something a little bit more of quality out of this.
Or sophisticated.
Maybe so, but nothing about the movie Underworld and sophisticated have ever been put into the same sentence. But speaking about sophistication, Inspector Gadget is getting a reboot again.
Oh no! Gosh, no!
So you remember this? Remember this dude, the $6 million man?
I remember the cartoon, but most of I remember was this horrendous Matthew Broderick movie that came out in like 99, 98, somewhere around there. And I mean, it was garbage, man. It was, I can't describe to you how much I hate this film. Like I kid you not, if I saw Matthew Broderick and he like opened that door, I would grab the closest thing I had and throw it at his head.
You would do like him and allegedly,
run him over.
Run him over, yeah. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly now.
Allegedly.
I would
Allegedly kill those people.
in North Ireland too. That's what I would do.
It's crazy. It's almost like very specific. Almost like that happened, but like it's alleged.
Allegedly happened.
Allegedly happened.
And then I'll give his parents like $10 million to not talk about it again.
Which is allegedly hush money.
Allegedly.
But we don't know that.
10 million
don't
pounds,
know that.
excuse me. I'm sorry. Allegedly 10 million pounds.
Yeah, absolutely. But when he was in Inspector Gadget, by the way, this movie came out, I think, 1999. I looked up the trailer, and it looks like hot garbage.
Oh, no, you understand. The trailer was hot garbage. The movie was even worse than the trailer.
Really?
Yes.
I remember the second Inspector Gadget with Fred Stewart in there. That one it's burned in my memory because that.
See, I don't like that. You said French Stewart and Inspector Gadget in the same sentence. I know that's terrible.
I remember that.
No, it's horrible.
I remember seeing that trailer so many times as a kid when I was watching Spy Kids 2, which two classics on one VHS, Spy Kids 2 and Inspector Gadget 2, both on the same VHS. And I remember seeing that. I can probably quote that whole trailer. And I'm ashamed to say that. It's like a repressed memory. It's like a traumatic childhood memory.
So why are people complaining about movies being terrible now? They have always been
They've
terrible.
always sucked.
They've
Yeah.
always sucked.
They've always been corporate products. But this one, I'm not sure the direction they're going to go in. I hope they don't go into like a super serious
Rated
direction.
R.
That would be so stupid.
Hard R.
Hard R. It's not Tarantino, man.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I'm really even interested. I know they have an animated series on Netflix now that people seem to like, or it's on something. But I don't know. Inspector Gadget's like a silly character, and I hope they don't make it too serious or too like tongue-in-cheek. You know, it's kind of a nice balance to do it between, but I don't see like what the interest would be about bringing this even back besides the fact that I know what that is. Do you?
It should never be brought back. It should have stayed buried where it was. And when I say buried, I'm talking about like buried, dug it up, burned it, and scattered its ashes in an unknown location. Honestly, if I had the wealth, I would pull a George Lucas and find every VHS copy of Inspector Gadget, and I would buy them all and destroy them. I'd burn them.
I don't think it's that bad. It's a fun character. It's kind of like he's kind of like Green Lantern, but like analog. You know what I mean?
Actually, it was a lot like Green Lantern.
Yeah, it's kind of like Go Gadget. It's Go Gadget plot device.
Actually, no, the film was a lot like the Green Lantern movie.
Oh, it was
horrible. But even worse than that.
But unlike Ryan Reynolds, French Stewart never made another break.
No,
So sad.
no, he didn't.
So sad. Any final thoughts on this?
Didn't French Stewart bet on Celebrity Jeopardy Texas with a $sign?
I don't know.
I think he did.
Oh, is this? You're talking about Saturday Night Live right now.
Sorry, I get those
Sorry.
mixed up a lot.
It's okay. Both are very forgettable. But speaking about forgettable, Lex Luthor is going to become president in a new Solo movie.
Like a Han Solo movie?
No, well, just like the Han Solo movie, this is unwanted.
I don't want this to happen.
Look at this guy.
Okay, now what you can do is like get rid of Eisenberg, bring in Heisenberg, have it from his perspective of the first time Superman came to Metropolis, and from the film he's the protagonist. Superman seems like the antagonist until you see the end of it.
Well, it looks like Jesse Eisenberg. We're stuck with that guy, and I think Jesse Eisenberg is a good actor, but not for Lex Luthor. I don't think he's I think he's a terrible Lex Luthor.
So what's one thing Lex Luthor's always had was charisma.
Yeah, and
What does Jesse Eisenberg not have?
some sort of suaveness to. I mean, granted, I get why they cast him in that because in the world that Zack Snyder made, like he was trying to make him more realistic, and I say that like holding my
He
nose.
was trying to make him Zuckerbergish.
Yeah, like
See, but Zuckerberg
millionaires
is not charismatic.
Yeah, well, like millionaires in today's world is Mark Zuckerberg. They're not, like the '90s businessman with the suit and the giant cell phone.
He wears booster seats at press clearings. I mean, he is not a charismatic guy.
Does he really do that?
He wears booster seats. He sits in booster seats.
That's bull.
It's absolutely
That's a
true.
bunch of bull.
Google Zuckerberg booster seats.
He controls Google. Don't you think he would have scrubbed that just like China?
I thought ABC runs Google.
Well, everybody runs Google, technically. But that's what they at least tell us. Anyway, back to Lex Luthor being the president. So, the reason why I think they're trying to get this going now is mainly because the guy we have in office right now draws a lot of parallels to Mr. Lex Luthor himself. And I believe they had a comic book run that was
Joe
a lot like
Biden.
The Art of the Deal. So they're trying to make a good little parallel. And he has been president. If you noticed the photo before, it was the year 2000. And the year 2000, there was a comic book run where he became president. And he had legislation passed and all that. And Superman basically had to work with him and for him. which I thought was a really interesting dichotomy. I think that might lend to something interesting for the movie. I just hope it's not like a boring, like stupid
political thriller,
political drama that's like.
I don't want to see
boring.
House of Cards. I don't want to see a super.
I mean, I want to see House of Cards. I don't want to see Lex Luthor version of House of Cards.
I don't want to see that. I want to see like a House of Cards movie would be good. I just don't want to see a superhero House of Cards.
Yeah, well, the idea is there. I personally, if they stick with Eisenberg, I can't see this happening. I can't see him becoming a president. I can't see that guy being president. It just, whenever I look at him, I see Jesse Eisenberg. It looks like they're doing a Funny or Die sketch to me. I don't know what it is. Am I alone on this?
You're not alone on this. He does like he's doing a Funny or Die sketch.
Like, it looks like this is a joke. Like, it does. I can't take him seriously.
It's like the remake of Powder. That's what it reminds me of.
Like, if they were gonna do him like that, they might as well just like put out the bald head and just keep him with the long hair. I'd rather them like completely reinvent the character than try to shove in all these artifacts of the character, like the striped suit and the bald hair, and like just recreate the character from scratch if you're gonna do that. Because it just, when it's a hodgepodge like this, it's just a mess.
I mean, Gene Hackman wasn't bald.
I mean, he was. Remember, it's a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was bald, but like he tried to make it look like he wasn't bald.
So like, just do something different with Eisenberg.
Just keep his hair.
Or like recast Lex Luthor and get like Whoopi Goldberg to be Lex Luthor.
I'd watch
Make
that,
it
man.
Inclusive.
I would watch that.
Well, and I think next up, Isaac, we have a trailer.
Yeah. So
see, I got excited. I thought it was like the Book of Eli. I thought it was gonna be like an Eli, the sequel to that. Then I thought it was gonna be something like along those lines, but it was not. I was very disappointed.
Well, this one is not quite as memorable or interesting as the Book of Eli. This one is a movie just entitled Eli, and it's about it's basically Bubble Boy, but a horror movie. And our executive producer, Andrew Small, and I watched this trailer, and I think we both caught something from watching this trailer because it was just disgusting. And by disgusting, I mean sucky.
Sepsis.
Yeah, it was. It did not look good whatsoever, which is what most women tell me. So it's it was.
Yes.
It's not. It's really sucky. There's no other way to put it. So in case you don't know what it is. Basically, this guy, he's allergic to everything, and he has to be kept in a hazmat suit or a bubble, and they go to this house that this woman can cure him, and he's able to interact with his family. But get this, there's demons in the house that are keeping him, and guess what Eli rearranged is? Lie! Yes. Get it? I graduated screenwriting from high school.
I was going to say Ellie, but I knew that one right.
See, that would have been more interesting than this. Oh, there we go. Lie! Do you get it? Do you get it? Yeah, so this is just stupid. And it was directed by Ciaran Foy. Are you familiar with Ciaran Foy? I'll take that as a no. Okay. Ciaran Foy.
That's a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ciaran Foy, he directed Sinister 2.
Oh.
There was a Sinister 1?
Sinister 1 was watchable. It was one of those. It's one of those
James Wan movies.
It's one of those Ethan Hawke films. You're like, it's not good, but it's not bad. But it's Ethan Hawke. I'll watch it. You know. But
yeah,
it just passes the borderline of watchable. You know, like all his movies do. And then the sequel was not. It was unwatchable.
Okay. Well, what did you think of the trailer here?
I must say I probably not will be watching this film.
Well, it's going to be a straight-to-Netflix movie, which Netflix is kind of like a really big mixed bag, because we get things like El Camino, and we get things, you know, like The Irishman. We also get Eli.
Or we get the, what was that one that came out? So, actually, yeah, everybody's student films, yeah.
Yeah, well, this movie, the script feels like something a high schooler wrote. It does not feel like a professional-made script. It feels like something they had in like a desk drawer or something like that they were pulling out. And it's just like a really generic thing that was like somebody's like B+ project.
Daddy, look what I wrote at school.
It's not that bad.
I'm gonna put it on the refrigerator, and then I'm gonna make a movie out of it.
And I think I've said this before on the show. We'll end on this. For some reason, demon movies have never really interested me, or they never really scare me, or I'm just like they just fall so flat to me. I don't know what it is.
Mandy.
They don't. What?
Mandy.
That wasn't a demon movie.
They had demons in it.
Well, it's not about like there's a demon causing all this.
And that was amazing.
You know, well, Mandy was mostly about Nicolas Cage going on a revenge rampage. That's what I liked. But this movie looks like it's like there's spooky demons and they're causing him to be better, and they have to decide whether they want like the little boy to have a good life, or they just want the demons to take over, you know? And it's sucky, like we've said many times. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching so far. I really do appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns about anything we've talked about, you can leave a comment at facebook.com/Studio67NCC. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Corey, if you're watching, leave a comment. I'll read it during the break. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We're going to take a really quick break. When we come back, we're going to get a load of this society. We're talking about Joker. Stay with us.
When it comes to culinary arts, Nash Community College is here to turn your burning passion for food into a career. Our chefs, with over 70 years of highly qualified industry experience, are here to point you in the right direction, teaching and handing down classical culinary techniques that will improve your skills and help you cut your way into the food industry. Gain invaluable experience, vital to cooking and preparing delicious food, served in a personal and creative environment. To learn more about the Culinary Arts program, visit nashcc.edu.
Welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac the Little Lips Anderson.
I am Tyler Keene.
Okay, well, just like this, we're going to have an awkward little moment right here because Corey Jenkins made a comment on our Facebook page right now on our live stream. He said, Inspector Gadget should really be called Penny and Brain.
Penny and Brain.
If you know what that means, comment. Andrew's nodding. Apparently, I'm just not down with the hisness, son. Yeah, what do you think about Corey's comment?
I really enjoyed that show.
Do you even know who Corey is?
Corey Haim. No, he's dead.
Close enough.
Corey Feldman.
Close enough. Guys, time for our movie review of the week. And this week, Tyler, what do we see?
It's not Corey Haim, is it?
It's Corey Jenkins, the host of Four Downs.
Okay, I was about to say if it's Corey Haim, we might have a demon in the phone.
Yeah, well, Corey Haim, you will be missed, I think. But speaking about being missed, let's go back to this. What movie did we see this week?
We saw the pinnacle of filmmaking, Joker.
Okay. Part of that statement was true. So I believe
pinnacle or filmmaking?
Well, we'll discuss in just a second. I think we have a small clip of it, of the movie. This is an exclusive clip that we can play right now. So Andrew, could you go ahead and play that for us, please?
Want to know how I got these scars? Well, I'm the Joker, baby!
Amen.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That wasn't you, was it?
No, it was Joaquin Phoenix, man.
Okay, let's take a chair.
I couldn't even tell it was him, to be honest. It was amazing. But Tyler, what is Joker about?
Joker is about a man who has been forgotten, but with mental illness, who society has just forgotten about, who rises up, gets Antifa going, and pretty much like causes chaos and uprisings in the city. Pretty much, yeah. That's well, they're not incels. They're far left communist leftists.
Okay, so what would they be called? They need to condense it into one word.
Antifa.
Okay, well we'll classify that. So Tyler, what did you think about Joker?
I thought it was probably one of the most relevant and possibly best filmmaking. There's not a word that can describe this without sounding like astronomical, incredible. It was just, I would say this movie will be remembered generations to come. Like it's going to be in the Library of Congress.
Are you being sarcastic?
Want to know how I got these scars? Well, I'm the Joker, baby!
Joker, baby!
I about teared up when the movie was over.
I mean, when that scene came on, I just got chills.
Yeah, well,
seeing that clip in 35 millimeter, just like it made my skin crawl with anxiety, but yet I enjoyed it.
Well, you got what you deserved.
Yes, we got what we deserved.
Absolutely.
And just like the Joker, I mean, it caused chaos. But anyway, I enjoyed this film a good deal. I did not think it was a great film. I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it's quite the quality that you were saying it is.
It absolutely is.
Mr. Joaquin Phoenix, I think we should start our discussion talking about what the bright parts of this movie were. And for me,
say Breitbarts?
no, not the bright parts.
Okay.
Another discussion. Okay. The bright parts of this movie and what we enjoyed about it for the most part. So I enjoyed Joaquin Phoenix. He was the definite highlight of this movie. That he did a great job. I think they did a good job about setting the world up.
I thought Robert De Niro, incredible job too.
Well, he's not in the movie that long. He does a pretty good job. I mean, he looks like he cares a little bit.
It
in this
reminded
movie.
me of the king of comedy. That's what it kind of reminded me.
And see, there's a lot of comparisons to it. I got that a little bit
And
with the talk show and not that guy. Not that guy.
And I got a lot of Taxi Driver out of it too.
This is most certainly influenced by Taxi Driver, especially his work is very related to Taxi Driver, like with everybody going out. Mm-hmm. I did think that a lot of the world setup was really nice. I thought a lot of the things they did with his character were a little bit on the nose, and a little bit of his arc was a tad bit uneven.
A little bit on the red nose.
A little bit on the red nose.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah.
But that didn't sink the movie for me per se. I mean, like, he checks off all the boxes, like, oh, he's crazy. He lives with his mom. He does creepy things to people. And I don't want to spoil too much right now because we're not in spoilers. But that's the biggest part I enjoyed. Joaquin Phoenix and kind of the world set up and around him. What did you think? What's the bright parts for you?
Everything you said. Plus, I really enjoyed how it was really culturally relevant. Relevant, is that the word?
It's relevant.
Relevant.
Your relevant is not relevant.
That's the hard. I have a really hard time saying that word. But to what's going on now in society. So a lot strong comparison. Like a lot of it remind me of the Occupy Wall Street movement.
Yeah, and it was definitely a lot of that in there. And in case you don't know, this movie was directed by Todd Phillips, who you would probably recognize from the Hangover movies.
Yeah.
He directed all the Hangover movies. And Mr. Joaquin Phoenix, who's been in a host of different things.
I kept expecting to wake up with a tiger, but he didn't.
Yes, I mean, this one's very similar. Like, I mean, it feels kind of like simplistic in the way that the Hangover did. I'm not trying to compare this to the Hangover per se, but I'm comparing it to the Hangover.
The Hangover was what's the crazy thing happening next? This is crazy. That's crazy. Well, that's wild. But this one, it was a simplistic story. But the whole story, what was driven by what about the character piece of itself. So I thought that was absolutely incredible because it wasn't about the world. It was about his circumstances and how he interacted with the circus because with his obvious mental illness, and then about him being left behind by society. Society had just got rid of him.
Sorry, his beard was itching.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry. It was just a perfect opportunity.
He loses his psychiatrist. I mean...
Well, spoilers for the Joker. I think we should go into spoilers real quick because I don't want to spoil anything for the movie that nobody wants to know because I want to talk about one thing specifically that I talked about in my little quick flicks thing that I did. So I think I should talk to you about this too because I don't know how you feel about this. So we're in spoilers right now. Thomas Wayne... being in this movie and the Wayne's period. What did you feel about that?
Well, it gave it more to the source material, so I kind of enjoyed that, but I kind of would have liked it more if it was more of just more focused on him than like, hey, you remember Thomas Wayne? Hey, you remember Bruce? You remember Alfred? Remember them?
Yeah.
Which I mean, if you're doing like a DC film, you still got to go do your numbers. You still got to throw in something relevant to, hey, this is the Joker. That's Bruce Wayne. He's going to fight him one day. Yeah,
and see, that was probably the stupidest part of the movie for me. The first 2 acts of this movie are not my favorite. I liked it. Some of it just kind of felt like, okay, I get it. He's going to do this. I imagine where this is going to go. And so his mom has a big thing where she keeps mailing Thomas Wayne all these letters, and you figure out why because Arthur. Well, I'm about to get there. You realize that she used to work for Thomas Wayne and. It's in one of her letters, Arthur reads it, and it looks like Thomas Wayne is his biological father, and his mom says, he made me sign all these papers, and there's a scene where he goes up to Wayne Manor and is trying to, entertain little Bruce Wayne, And he goes, he's like, what's your name, little boy? And he goes, Bruce. And then Alfred comes up, or what we can assume is the Alfred, a man with a British accent, goes, what is going on here? And I thought for sure we were going to get a line that says, Bruce, get away from him. You don't need to be around this Joker. And that would be how he got his name, because Bruce is the brother that got all the love. And the reason he lashes out and does what he does is because he never got a love of a father.
Well, it turns out his mother was just as delusional as he was.
Well, yeah, I was going to get to that.
Oh, okay. So.
I'm saying that, like, the way it was set up and the way that was going, I'm like, this is so stupid. Granted, I kind of like the subversion of it. It made it a lot more interesting than the movie gave it credit for. If they were going to have Thomas Wayne in the movie, that was probably the best way to have him in there. They kind of make him into like some sort of Trumpish figure with them calling all the people in town clowns. And what they did, the subversion on it, where like his mom's just crazy and he was adopted and abused as a child, thought it was a good turn. I thought for sure it was going to be like, you know, he's Batman's brother, and that's the reason he's fighting him, is because he hates Batman for getting the love that he deserved. Thought that was just stupid. But and also, did we have to see Thomas and Martha Wayne die for like the 18th time on screen? Did we have to see that again, really? Did we even need that? Felt studio mandated.
Well, I guess it's pretty cool. Like the Wayne's dead and be like in the newspaper, like in the background, or somebody other, you know, on TV, like watching, you know. They were found murdered this morning.
Yeah, they're a big part of Gotham, so I get it. I don't know. I liked it, but at the same time, I didn't like it. I've kind of going back and forth. Initially, I really didn't like it.
So I'm guessing you would like this movie more if it was just any character, like without connection to the DC. Just
I kind of wish it wasn't even the Joker. I wish it was just like some crazy dude.
Some crazy guy, just a simple story about a crazy guy who loses insanity and then drives the city to an uprising.
And it sounds like that was kind of Todd Phillips' goal, but he kind of did it under the guise of like this is going to be the Joker. But overall, it's a solid movie. It's not a great movie, but the third act's pretty awesome, especially there's a scene with the Joker and Robert De Niro that's pretty awesome. I won't spoil it for you. And the last maybe 15 minutes, it's pretty fantastic. I'm going to give this movie, I think originally I gave it an 8 out of 10 or like an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to say 7.5 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And one thing I really loved about it is where it was talking about a lot of issues that people are talking about today. Healthcare. I mean, this is part of the film where he really, you know, he's nuts, and he obviously needs mental health care, and he loses a psychiatrist because they're shutting the hospital down.
Yeah, spoilers again.
Yeah, and that's a big issue going on now, is the closing of hospitals because of money. So it was a lot of culturally relevant things shown from a different perspective. So I really love that part of it.
Yeah, that was a kind of a very relevant thing. A lot of relevant things. Some of them don't quite land, to me at least. But I enjoyed it. I would recommend it.
I was still waiting for something about Russia, but I'll give it a 9 out of 10, and I would probably go watch this movie again tonight.
Okay, well, we're going to have to end on that because next week we're going to be seeing Gemini Man.
Oh, no. Don't make me do it, man.
Well,
don't make me watch another
Aren't
Will
you
Smith
ready to
movie.
watch a movie
I
that
don't
looks like...
I don't want to watch another Will Smith movie, man. Don't make me do it.
Well, aren't you excited about watching an Ang Lee movie with 120 frames per second on the screen that makes movies look so much worse?
Not only one Will Smith, I got to watch 2 Will Smiths.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll discuss that next week. But guys, thanks so much for watching. My name is Isaac Loops Anderson.
I'm Tyler Keene.
And hopefully you heard what I said because my little lips can't produce sound very well. But stay lovely. Have a good rest of your week.